And welcome back to another fine episode of Culture Vulture Radio. We're both sitting here laughing because OBS
All
decided
right.
to update along with Voice Meter, which is the two fucking things I use, and it got rid of all the fucking sounds. So for the last 40 minutes, I've been sitting here cursing lowbrow.
No, you weren't. You were actually pretty stoic about it. Dude, all right, so what do your balls and the theme song have in common?
They're long.
They both need a trim.
Joke's on
'Cause
you,
yeah,
pal.
dude, I was in the fuck I mean, what better way to spend this, the end of the evening, just chilling, make myself look really bad, which I always do. I love doing this. Cuz we don't really have much going yet. But it's great though. It's just like I want to be a pioneer. Like I want to be the first to get typhoid. But that theme song's so long
It's your theme
that I
song.
kind of I mean I wrote it as like a fucking. It's the first thing I recorded in like since 2017 because I don't fucking drink anymore. So I kind of like have my brain back a little bit. But yeah, I mean, but as a theme song for like that shit would be like major fucked up on a network or something. People are like, the fuck? Why is it? Because it's just, I really just repeat it
Dude, I
twice.
don't
And
know,
then,
man. Charles in Charge, that fucking theme song goes on forever and it doesn't need to. But
well, because it's like a sweet montage, and Scott Baio was like
nothing
the
sweet
shitbag.
about Scott Baio.
Did I show you that Scott Baio solo album,
No.
bro? I swear to God, I had to have showed you. I had to show you this fucking shit. It was Scott Baio did a solo album in like the late '70s, early '80s. He can't even sing in key, and this is before they had like the Akon shit with the auto tune. Like he could just like put his voice back in like where it belongs, like somewhere in key. Bro, it's bad. Like he just is like some bratty like kid, like just yelling into a microphone. It's like there's no back then there was no covering that shit up. This was worse than like Leaf Garrett. This was just like
Before we do start again, Culture Vulture Radio. I know we just went off on a tangent. I'm Connor. This, of course, is James. Like, subscribe, share this out there to everybody. And yeah, let's have a fun little hour show. And then tomorrow's the big show. And then we're trying to work in other dates. Unfortunately, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I have to wake up at 2:50 in the morning for work. So by the time I do the show on the weekends, I'm already up like 20 fucking hours. But dude, let's talk about the big fucking news.
oh yeah, so they're actually introducing a new type of bun at Burger King. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, it's called the bottom bun. It's for twinks. Um,
Oh,
mm. Now, I'm talking, of course,
okay.
about the death of Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, that
Um,
sucks.
I
That
personally,
sucks. That,
I personally don't understand the whole. I mean, I get if her country's mourning because that's they've been with her. Most of them have been with her since they were born.
I no, I all right. I can't really. I heard the news a little earlier. I don't know how, but whatever. Anyway, so no, I remember exactly where I was when I heard it. I was no
Where
like
were you?
I but you got to remember I was like 13, so it was really like traumatic though. Like all right, so I watched the funeral for Princess Diana. Like I always liked her, but like the whole thing was it was like so traumatic for me because like I think like Aunt Missy took us to a movie and she didn't realize that like Air Force One was super fucking violent. And we're like 13 years old. Like I don't like violent movies. I just don't. People are like you're a pussy. I love horror movies. I'm like good. Go fuck yourself. Um, this is my fucking shit. Anyway, so yeah, so Air Force One was like really fucking super graphic violent, and I was like kind of shook up about it. And I was like, this sucked. I was like, whatever. So we went home, and then my, mom was like, she's like meeting us at the door, and she's like, come quick. We're like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah. She's like, Princess Diane is dead. I'm like, all right, this night's getting weird as fuck. But I just remember being super afraid of AIDS because as a kid we had like Ryan White and that story and like Arthur Ashe. So they were like trying to freak you out, so you didn't like go near gay people or black people.
Now she's
Seriously, it was
now
fuck.
she's been on the throne since what 1952.
Yeah, coronated in '53.
Okay,
So people that's all most people know. I mean, I mean,
I
she's a
understand. I understand
and
the Brits doing it,
she was
like,
good.
but I understand like the British people freaking out. But dude, I always all fucking day on Twitter since yesterday. I had to take I go on Twitter just to see like certain things or to see
You
how my
troll
friends
the
are doing.
fuck out of
Yeah, I
people.
troll celebrities. Like I tell fucking George Takei is a child molester and all that shit. But yeah, it's just
he's
like
like,
it was like American,
okay,
even on
like
Facebook. Like
whatever.
I know people on
He's
Facebook.
It's funny. He's impenetrable.
Yeah. I know people on Facebook who are like, this is the worst news to happen ever. And I was like, do you guys not remember 9/11? Like that's like a couple days away.
I don't know,
But like
man.
I
No,
don't think
no, no.
Americans
Like
should be that sad.
anybody could be sad. I mean, I feel kind of bad about it. Dude, I knew. Look, she's 96. It's like when Betty White died. I was like, oh fuck. Except that Betty White was supposed to make it to 100. I actually have the. Oh, I gotta show you these. I don't know, but just go ahead. I'm just gonna keep going on a tangent. I don't give a
Anyway,
fuck.
again, I don't see the whole point in fucking mourning her as I mean I know it's insensible, but as an American, I just don't we don't owe any sympathy to the crown. That's just my opinion. Plus our bloodline going back, they were in the fucking IRA and they have their fucking history years ago and in
But we have. Doesn't mom have blood? Like her bloodline goes back to John Winthrop. I mean,
Mhm.
how fucking
Yeah,
loyalist can
and
you get?
we're fucking related to every president but two or three of them. And my favorite,
Ah,
my
don't
favorite,
say that shit out loud.
my favorite, we're related to fucking H. Holmes, and that's the shit. That's awesome. Anyway, sorry.
That's not awesome. Isn't that guy a serial killer or something?
Yeah, he had the fucking
Whatever. Who wasn't he like in the 1800s, dude? Come on. It's not
um
like he's like
Chicago
an
World Fair.
ancestor. He probably fucked a bunch of like prostitutes and
I
like were
hope so.
related to them.
I have, or as they've just released, is now King Charles's
That's
first
why
speech.
we don't have any family photographs till like 1925,
Yeah.
like at all. It's all gypsies and harlots.
But yeah, I have King Charles's first speech addressing everybody as king.
Everybody's seeing this though.
We're late.
For her love, affection, guidance,
The King's Speech,
understanding,
good movie.
and example.
Yeah, but this
Queen
isn't the
Elizabeth
Colin
was
Firth,
a life
Jeffrey
well
Rush.
lived, a promise with destiny kept,
Should I be speaking over
and
the
she is
king?
mourned most deeply
you want.
in her passing. That promise of lifelong service I renew to you all today, alongside the personal grief that all my family are feeling. We also share with so many of you in the United Kingdom, in all the countries where the Queen was head of state, in the Commonwealth and across the world, a deep sense of gratitude for the more than 70 years in which my mother, as Queen, served the people of so many nations. In 1947, on her 21st
In 1947, on her 21st birthday, she had a Chardonnay. In 1952, all right, Doug Tewell.
Doug
Birthday.
Teal.
she pledged
yo,
in
these
a
are some of the
broadcast
best ones.
from Cape
Yo,
Town
Connor,
to the Commonwealth to devote her
dude.
life,
Okay,
whether it
we
be
gotta-
short
gotta-
or long,
Just want to keep it
to
funny.
the
yo.
service of her peoples.
The death of the queen, and now this guy.
That was more than a promise. It was a profound.
So, how old is he? Because you would know better than me.
75-ish. He's a wee lad.
You think he tries to hold on, or you think he fucking
I think he abdicates.
You do?
I think he's just gonna kind of do it.
you think he does it within a year, or you think he holds out a couple years?
I don't know. I think it's gonna be up to. All right, so it's up to him. Number one. Number two, it's gonna be the Lords and Commons. The House of Lords and Commons are gonna see if that's like worthy. The thing is, you got to remember that this guy, like, is. I mean, Queen Elizabeth is. It was pretty cool. She was pretty cool. I was a fan, I would say, minus the what happened to Diana thing, because we don't know, but I'm not going to go into that. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he holds on to it for a little bit. You know, I think Charles has like cleaned up his act. He's kind of like like a spoiled dumb brat like when he was younger, and like he got pushed into that marriage with Diana. So I don't know, man. It was all roughed up. They were both fucked up on both sides, but they treat her like shit. The British press is like really to like blame for all that crap. But you know, with guys like Prince Andrew, just you're thankful that Charles is the representative of England. You know, that's basically what it is. You know, they can't do anything. They're not gonna do it. Charles is like off with their heads, and they'd be like, "Dude, go fuck yourself."
So I asked you this question today or yesterday when I was on the it was today on the way home. I said, "What happens to Camilla?" Camilla?
She is a queen consort.
Yeah. So what is a queen consort? Because you would know better than I would.
Uh,
I don't pay attention
well,
to
she's
fucking Britain.
a queen. I mean, the best way I could explain it is like she's not actually like a ruling queen. She wouldn't be like an actual like. She's She's there for the king.
So it's just an honorary title.
Prince Philip was like. It's weird because Prince Philip was never like King Philip. He was a prince, but then again, no, he was like from Greece. They were like mad about Prince Philip getting married to Elizabeth because he was like poor and shit, and she like stuck it out with him. They seemed like pretty happy, but he used to make like really fucked up jokes. I think that's where they got all that shit about like human population control. Like he used to make.
He
fucking...
said, and I'm paraphrasing, if I could, I would love to die and come back as an infectious disease.
Yeah, dude, they said that he had this crazy, like, dark sense of humor. I mean, I don't know. That might be their way of putting it. He might actually mean that. She's like, no, if I really could, I'd fucking kill them all. And they're like, all right, yo, Phil.
Tone it down a little bit, dude. You're making us look bad.
Phil, it's fucking 9 a.m. All right? Have a spot to fucking shut the fuck up.
All I know is ever since
dude,
the Queen died, they just announced on pay-per-view Hell's Bells Live from Hell. Princess Diana and, of course, Queen Elizabeth will be fighting to, settle what's all the bad blood that's been done. So, looking forward to that. Don King is
like,
behind Diana.
Diana. I just my everlasting image of Diana is of her holding children in Africa without like gloves and shit that like had like HIV and AIDS and shit. She did a lot. She also did a lot. She called attention to like the landmines and shit that we fucking left over in Vietnam and the surrounding countries.
That wasn't only us though. That was also the Vietnamese.
I know, but I just want to put the spotlight on us because we always go like, "Oh yeah, over in Vietnam."
Oh, we're the biggest war criminals of all time, dude.
Yeah, we suck.
I mean, except for that one German holiday in 1935.
Bro, what was it? Oh yeah, I was like Connor didn't have a mean bone in his body until he met Hitler on holiday in 1935. Because that's not an anti-Semitic joke, and it doesn't glorify Hitler. It's just like he's a dick, and it's like, but you got some too. I don't know. Anyway, maybe you would want one of these instead.
No, I want the black guy that you showed me.
No, can you see what that says?
It's blurry. Gribger?
Al Guyberger.
Guyberger. I would love a Guyberger, please.
Here's another one.
Dick Mast?
Dick Matt.
That's fucking
Dick Mast.
Cool.
All right, so this guy's not playing golf. He's actually doing an impression. It's actually not a golfer. It's a blind man shaking dice. Because what the fuck is that? I don't even know. Anyway, and apparently back in the day, if you were black and you played golf, you had to smoke a motherfucking cigar, because that's what these guys apparently are fucking doing.
It's called a Black and Mild or a Philly.
They look pissed. This guy just looks like he's like, I'm all right. Now I'm gonna shut him up. I'm gonna shut him up. No,
watch me hit this motherfucker.
No, not even like that. He would never lose his shit. That's Charlie Sifford. I remember the name. He's the legend. But well, he'd be like, nope, Henrietta, that's it. I'm gonna go. Nope, fuck it. Made me lose my temper. I bit my damn cigar.
So
yeah, I bought. No, that's the worst. People are like, what the fuck is he doing with this? I bought golf cards. I was like, this will be fun.
So
I have seen so many people that just look like they would rape me if they had the chance on those cards.
Speaking of rape, how's the crime in New York?
I won't go into Manhattan. I'll tell. I'm serious. I will like, but just I will not go into Manhattan right now. I'm just like, fuck this shit. It's just too wild. Like I go there, and it's just like it's even not even the crime, but like Manhattan is so they're like it's doesn't make sense. The people are all fucked up. First of all, they don't know like if they should feel like happy because they're definitely not like safe, and it's just like a very fucked up time. But they're building, so like there's somebody creating out there, but then you look down below at street level, and there's like Lexington, Madison Avenue, and there's these all the retail stores are fucking gone, dude. I'm like, I mean, I get it. Like they got to change with the times, but I mean, if we're just gonna automate everything, why are we building all this like storefront shit? I mean, they're also building condos because people want to live in Manhattan.
So the reason why I bring this up is New York has that stupid fucking bail reform law. I forgot when they passed that. I forgot who even passed. It was
Yeah.
Cuomo. When I was there for the COVID-19 response for the National Guard, there was four instances that stick out to mind. The first one, we were coming back. They set us up in this beautiful hotel. It was overlooking Madison Square Garden, which was awesome. But I'm coming back, and
Was
there's
that
two
the
dudes.
Pennsylvania?
It was called the Renaissance Hotel in Midtown.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I come
know
back. There's a black dude and a white dude. The white dude is smoking crack, and he takes this huge hit, and I'm not even joking, dude. He falls, and it's like cracks his fucking face open, and he starts bleeding. And the black guy's like, hey Dave, you good? And I stepped over him in like my National Guard uniform. I step over, and I'm like, Dave's dead. The second time, like a week later, we're going out to the because we were doing
You
like
guys just left his corpse there, and you're like, "Oh fuck, guys, check out the news."
Yeah.
I was actually right.
I collected
I mean, I'm
money.
not
I collected money
I'm not
like
a
Grand Theft
doctor or
Auto.
scientist.
The second time we were fucking we're going to a testing site. This is like 5 a.m. We're going to the Bronx. And because that was the cool thing about initially about the whole COVID shutdown is you can make it from Midtown to the Bronx in like 10 minutes. It was awesome. I'm like looking and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that guy doing? What is he doing? And I look really closely, dude, and he's just slow stroking his dick at us. And he's just fucking like eyes closed. And I'm like, get the fuck out. Get out of here. Go. And then obviously we had the bomb threat.
Goddamn cock away.
Put your goddamn cock away. I don't want to see this. No, but then there was a bomb threat against us. And then they think the last big thing that happened when I was there was they killed the dude from the Pagans. I think in the Bronx.
Yeah. It's, I remember I was in like 7th grade, and there was this big fucking dude, and I won't say his name.
Big fucking dude.
Big fucking beefcake.
Big
And
gay dude.
nah, dude, it was fucked up, man. It was like this guy said his name, and I was like, oh, cool. I was like, nice motorcycle outside. I heard it. I'm in trouble. I'm like trying to talk to this guy so I can get in more trouble. And then I was like, all right, whatever. So he's telling me, he's like, yeah, I'm into Pagans and shit. Like this guy ended up being a part of like this crazy shit with the Hells Angels. I was like, oh man, like I remember like just people knew who he was and shit. And I don't know, man. I think he did like professional wrestling too. It was like crazy. This guy was just like, you just don't mess with those people, man. And like biker shit, like you just
was it Papa
like,
Shango?
Dude, I just wouldn't even mess. I don't mess with bikers. I'm always good to them because obviously I have this. So,
Well, the reason why I ask you is because you read it all the time in the paper. The fucking cashless bail shit is so fucked up.
Dude, it's like they're just making it so it's just gonna have to be martial law or something because it's just
That's
like
a good point. That actually might be why they're doing it. I never thought about it like that.
I mean, dude, they're purposely fucking up. Like it just doesn't even make. It's not common sense shit. And people are like, yeah, no, I'm probably gonna vote for that, because because the people that are voting for the people that are like issuing these bills think that like all Republicans are pretty much like racist and they're fucking tearing the country apart and we're so close to civil war. And it's like, all right, guys, you should really not do this. Like you're actually like they're trying to do it, man. And it's like, no, that's fucked up. The media wouldn't do that. William Randolph Hearst, man. Dude, that shit with the Spanish, this fucking that war in Spanish, it's like Remember the Maine? It was just like, dude, I don't see why Spain in 1898 would go and blow up an American ship, especially when we were like really fucking flying at that point. You know, we were like pretty close to like having, and then you had McKinley at that point, and he's gone, and then you had Roosevelt. So at that point, you had like the Great White Fleet or whatever, which is like all like metal fucking navy. So it just didn't make sense that Spain would attack us. So the media is pretty fucked up. They're definitely trying to pit people against each other, which they do, and it's just I don't know.
Well, the reason why I bring that up is because Illinois, which is already a fucking shithole, is introducing their own cashless bill act called the Safety Act.
The safety dance.
Which I don't know who this. He's a mayor. I don't. Let me see if real quick before. I don't want to mess up his whole fucking thing. His name is Keith.
He mentions in the video where he's from, or like because he says that this is going to be a problem for this area, and he mentions the county. Like, is it Cook County or something? I forgot what it was.
Hold
I
on
don't
one
know.
second.
Polk County. I don't know.
No, Polk County is Florida.
Anywhere. James K. Polk, baby. I don't know. James K. Polk was probably not no, he's not a very good president. So whatever. People are like, oh, it was related to him. Fuck you. Yeah, okay. But I don't know. Like there are like where we grew up in Mastic Beach, in that beautiful jewel of a town. There's a street called Polk. I mean, I don't understand it. There's like some people that, but then it was like those old time people that were like, yeah, Andrew Johnson was awesome because he hated black people. Now we assessed it more fairly, and we're like, well, actually, Andrew Johnson was probably the worst president we ever had because he definitely hated blacks, and he couldn't even sign his own name. He had to use an auto pen because his hand was all fucked up
From hating blacks.
from hating blacks. He was like, I hate black, and his hand just shriveled up like the portrait of Dorian Gray. It's like, rah!
So
he's just like, he's like, I'm gonna make Reconstruction worse. Rah! He's like, it's worth it. The Doctor Strange glove. He's like trying to fucking Andrew Johnson, a stupid fucking jerk.
so
Dude,
this
Reconstruction was like obviously before we start ending slavery was obviously where it's at, but like Reconstruction, they got to talk about that shit, dude. Reconstruction was fucked up, man.
well, you and I talk about the whole sharecropping thing all the time. How that was just a legal scam. I mean, there's modern sharecropping today. They just don't call it that. But this is Keith Pacow, who is the I believe senator or mayor, and he's from the 6th district of Illinois. He is a Republican. I didn't choose this because he was a Republican. I obviously chose it because
You're a homer.
No, I obviously chose this because this is really fucked up because Illinois is a really fucked up place. Like,
Well, you got to remember they got Shot Town over there, so because people don't realize like Illinois, like oh god, Chicago, because you know I don't know. So I mean, I think it would dawn on some people like maybe secondary, like Illinois, like what the fuck, like Sioux City, Iowa, Illinois. Oh shit, Chicago, like yeah, Chicago, dude. When they just bring a camera crew through Chicago, it's like oh my god, like it's that shit's like I don't even want to think about that. Like that's just sad and like hopeless over there. It's just like that's crazy. It's like a war zone. That shit is fucking nuts. Anyway, Keith Kachuk of the Phoenix Coyotes, Winnipeg Jets.
so
Take it
apparently
away.
so far Chicago, from what I'm reading, they've had 1,255 shootings. 310 homicides. So I mean, the place is a fucking dumpster fire. Like, I don't know how any like Lori Lightfoot's like, nah, it's fine. Even though she kind of
it's
looks
average.
like,
Chicago's not a big city, dude.
dude, they're
I mean,
on
it's not
they're
like-
on pace this year to make 600 fucking murders. That's a record.
Well,
They-
not
they already
six-
beat
they're
out-
at th-
They already beat. Yeah, it's on the news. They already beat out last year's numbers of homicides from shootings. Like, these people still vote for the same fucking people over and over. It's insane that they fucking do this.
I wonder what the vote numbers are. I wonder if people just don't fucking vote. I wonder what that's like. You know, I wonder if how big the fucking polling numbers are in these fucked up places, man.
It doesn't matter. You have them like that. What's that
I mean, are
stupid
the
political?
I bet you, dude. Honestly, if you got like a fucking, if you're in those like hardened districts, those like really bad areas that are like, obviously like impoverished, like gangs, shit, like violence. Like if you're like a white dude, which you're winning that fucking like district, you're not going through there and fucking trying to campaign. It's just, and then you don't help, like, because you don't
Now
know the
you probably go to
people.
tourist traps and do it, where you know you're
No,
safe.
but like if you're just like a district representative, you know what I mean? Like
Okay.
you're a part of, so you get like the bad area, you know what I mean? Like you win, like I don't know. I mean, is it a representative of that community? Is it like somebody that's, or are they just, if it's just somebody from Illinois that's like, I need to like leapfrog this shit fucking crappy area that I hate, and I'll move up to like the House of Representatives or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I don't know. It's just
But
so
as of
fucking
right, but
sad where
also as of right now, like because the last holiday that passed, the last major thing they measure off of is Labor Day weekend, which was what, last weekend.
yeah.
So far, 9 dead, 47 wounded in Chicago from Labor Day weekend, which means on an average you killed 3 people a fucking day, and you shot like there was like 15,
Uh,
16 shootings. But
no,
this is Mayor Keith Pacow, who's going to discuss the brand new Safety Act. So let's
oh boy.
My comments on this. I can't even begin to tell you how dangerous this act is. First, it was passed in the middle of the night with 40 minutes to read an 800-page bill.
which, by the way, it doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, dude. Anytime they pass a bill in the middle of the night, that shit should be illegal.
Yeah.
I think what they should do is
Yeah.
it should literally be fucking printed out and put out everywhere. The whole bill, let everybody read it.
Yeah, and that's got to go for both sides too.
Yeah,
because
both sides.
Republicans will do this because this guy is a Republican. So I mean, yeah, dude, this is fucking. It's gotten so openly crooked, and people are like, "Let's break the law for our agendas," because now they're making people feel desperate. They're like, "Oh, trans people are under attack, and black people are under attack, and things like that." And I'm not saying people are or aren't, but like, so there's like they're starting like this hysteria shit.
Yeah.
And now they're like, oh, there's no fucking police, or the police can't do a fucking thing. So it's up to you if you want to like defend yourself or not. And then, you could go to jail if you win.
Well, I think what they're going to do, and actually, you said it before, is it kind of like not a joke, but like a throwaway, where you think they're going to create some sort of martial law. I think what they're going to do is they're going to make crime really bad to the point where people are begging for a police state. It only really kind of makes sense.
Yeah, they'll bring us to our knees, and then they'll be like, oh, so yeah.
The only way we
I
can
don't
help
know,
you
man.
is if we march like the National Guard through the city streets, or we give cops tanks. But yeah,
I mean, there's definitely people in power now that are openly communist, and it's like that never was like a thing, man. I mean, it was like anti-communist, like Joseph McCarthy was like the
I mean, you had
zenith.
socialists and shit like Eugene V. Debs.
Yeah, no socialism. Yeah, but Debs was an outlier. He didn't. Debs didn't really go anywhere anyway. I mean, he did stuff and shit, but he wasn't like in a run like when president or anything. He wasn't gonna like be elected president. Um, but you had progressives early on. But that's the thing, is they use these fucking terms that, dude, the progressives like Woodrow Wilson, Teddy Roosevelt, like they're not the progressives that use that term today. Obviously, I don't think they do that. So
Well, that goes for any
but
political party if we're being realistic. Like the Republicans of yesteryear aren't the Republicans of today. I mean, even some Democrats from years ago you'd consider conservative, like John F. Kennedy.
what about Dixiecrats?
Nah,
Like Strom Thurmond.
Dixiecrats are fucking corny, but yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, well, they're like, we're gonna just make sure that we put that lockdown on segregation. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty fucked up. And that guy Strom Thurmond was like, he was in office until the day he fucking like died, dude. Like he was like, what was he, like 100?
101 or some
like
stupid shit.
He was like,
He was like,
segregation.
"Start
Like,
the reactor,
we don't.
Quaid."
They're like, we don't tell him. He's been senile since 1963, so we kind of don't tell him about civil rights. Let him sleep. Let him sleep. Let him sleep. Okay.
Which is
Just pat his head.
unacceptable.
Pat his head.
As
Fuck
of
that guy.
January 1st,
I didn't-
2023, the
Oh, go
following
ahead,
things
go
will
ahead.
go into effect, and people need to be aware of this. It abolishes cash bail for almost every offense.
which is what New York
This
has.
includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding.
It's really weird that they're introducing this now because there's that huge
So wait, you could actually like threaten to like kill an official and like so you can. That's pretty.
I think it would be you
pretty
can
bu-
threaten to
So
kill
who
the
would
opposite.
introduce this? Who would introduce this fucking bill?
That dude,
If
I've
there's,
been
like,
I've been trying to figure out.
and then it passed.
Yeah, it passed in the middle of the night, and that I've been trying to figure out who introduced. I'm looking now because I really want to get to the bottom of who introduced it because I think it's a very evil fucking bill. It's a
Well, he does mention a couple of people that signed off on it, and that one guy like openly lied to him. I mean, for him to say that shit, like he said that one of those people that are in office in Illinois said to him straight up, "I have a family, I wouldn't vote for that," and then lied to him. He's like, "I think that revokes his right to like basically to paraphrase his right to hold office." And I agree if that's the case. I don't care what party. This is just crazy shit. If this is coming from Democrats, though, I don't know, man. Then that party just, Democrats need to really think about that shit. This is fucked up. If you have kids, man, if you have like a wife who comes home late at
So it
night,
was
or
signed
if
into
you have, like-
law on January 22nd by Governor J.B. Spitzker. I don't know who that is. I guess he's the governor of
yeah.
fucking Illinois. The only person I know from Illinois is fucking Lori Lightfoot, and that's because she's got the fucking Mr. Burns hairline for some fucking reason. And every time something happens,
Gordon Lightfoot.
yeah, every time something happens, she calls racism, which is like, dude, you just
What the
suck.
fuck?
Your polling numbers are
say-
13%.
Say racism. What the fuck? What?
Racism.
I haven't heard that term in a long time.
Yeah,
I'm lying, of course.
I can't.
I develop a terrible accent whenever I'm not being forthcoming about this.
I
I'll
can't.
tell you
I
what,
can't
though.
find right now who authored it, but I mean the fact that it's ironic because they're doing this huge thing about like one of the things he just said was kidnapping, and I believe it's Memphis, dude. There was a Catholic teacher who went out on a jog at 4 a.m. in her town, which she was known to do, and some guy pulled up past her, and he fucking waited, and when she got past, he grabbed her into his car. And then he fucking, I guess, raped and murdered her or just murdered her. And now he was just caught. But it's like, so what? Now I can kidnap somebody? And then he said second degree murder. What if I kidnap somebody and then the courts are like, oh, it's just second degree murder. I get to go free until a court date that I don't even have to show up to. I mean, New York was fucking, Bill de Blasio was offering people fucking Metro cards to go to court. What the fuck? Dude, they hop turnstiles. You think they're going to fucking go to court?
Yeah, that's why I won't go back there, man. I won't go there right now. It's just fucked up. Just fucked up shit.
Dude, this is
Even like, I wonder what the crime rates are like in Nassau County.
certain. You go to fucking Amityville in North Amityville, it's a fucking shithole.
Well, no, I mean, there's always been rough there, and then like Hempstead's rough. I'm talking about like, I wonder if there's just been like an influx of crime. Because
There would have to be.
just,
There's been an influx of crime in Suffolk County alone.
this is like AOC's like, let's abolish prison. Let's abolish prisons. It's like,
Dude,
why
I'm-
don't you live in those fucking neighborhoods? I'm gonna open up the gates of Sing Sing, and you're gonna just kind of like hang out.
Dude, I'm telling you, I made this joke about a year or two ago to one of my buddies. We're living in fucking alternate Hill Valley. You know when Marty goes back to the past and biffs the fucking casino owner and the guys are shooting at his principal and shit? That's what we live in. It's the most ridiculous
Oh, it's
thing.
an-
I
yeah.
just don't get where the fucking. It's weird because if you talked about this 5 years ago or 10 years ago, maybe not 5, maybe 10 years ago, and you said they were going to pass a law like this, people would call you a fucking conspiracy theorist and a fucking nut. And now we're at this point where it's like, no, that shit passed in the middle of the night.
Yeah, you know what, man? I don't know, man. It's just fucking stupid. I don't know. If I had my way, I would not live in New York. I certainly would not live here. And I live in the Hamptons. It's like, oh my god, like I've had people like, you live in the Hamptons? That must be awesome. And I'm like, Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm talking to you and actually treating you like a human. Do you think that like that shit flies out there? Like, I'm not from there. No, there are some nice people out here, but I have some really like good people that I work for and stuff. But and I'm not just saying that, but for the most part, I don't fit in out here. I don't like it out here. So, like, I don't even want to go to the fucking store out here. I'm like, fuck, and it's just like you just feel like a dirtbag going up there. Because you just take your shitty car up there, and then there's like a fucking Bentley. It's like, oh god.
Let's see what else this gentleman has to say.
Offenders released on electronic monitoring have to be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. They could almost drive to Alaska before we can even look for them.
We should try that. You want to drive to
Denies
Alaska?
victims their constitutional rights. And keep this in mind, businesses and homeowners. Officers will no longer be able to remove trespassers from your residence or your businesses. You could decide to live in your shed, and all we can do is give them a ticket.
And it's weird he says that too, because the fucking like, if somebody moves into your backyard, you can't do shit about it. I mean, I know, like, if somebody moves into like a fucking, you're renting an apartment to somebody, they have like 6 months, I guess, for squatters' rights, and then that just throws it out the window.
Hold on, though. You got to remember something. See, it's all a vicious cycle. The guy comes in your yard and moves in, right? You let him get nice and comfortable. Hear me out. You just let him do his thing, and you're like, hey, friend. And he's like, hey, yeah, get out of my fucking yard. I live here, and I'll fucking kill you. Okay. He's like, hey, man, fuck you, man. Okay. So then you're like, all right, police, I'm going to fucking kill this guy. If you don't remove him, they give him a ticket, whatever. So then he's in somewhat of a violation, right? So then I go out in the backyard. I'm like, get the fuck out of my yard or I'll kill you. And he's like, no. And then I'm like, boom. And I kill him. Second-degree murder, right? Because it can't be first degree. And then what? I'm cashless bail. And then I'm back in my yard. I'm like,
well, no,
I'm not going back.
you might have.
You could give me a Metro card, but I don't fucking.
You might have
care.
a 48-hour head start.
All right, so then I go to Alaska. Nobody wants to go to Alaska.
No.
That's where politicians go to die in plane crashes, dude. I mean, come on. Nobody goes to fucking Alaska. There's earthquake in 1964, Anchorage,
Aleutian-based tsunami.
The land bridge was there.
But dude, this is, well, it'd be funny if you shot somebody and the judge was like, yeah, second degree. But dude, this is this bill. The reason why I wanted to play this tonight.
Funny. I don't condone violence. But
no, I know you don't. But the reason why I brought this up tonight, because this is, like I said, this is getting like overtly dystopian. Like, this is really fucking weird that they're doing this.
Yeah.
Yo,
look at this guy's name, dude.
To remove them, and whether or not it's legal.
JC
This is a massive threat to the residents of Orland Park, Cook County, and Illinois. I want to remind voters that several elected officials that will be on the ballot in Orland Park voted for this abomination. Senator Michael Hastings, Senator Emil Jones, and Representative Justin Slaughter all voted to put criminals ahead of the safety of law-abiding citizens and police. In particular, Senator Hastings, who personally told me that this bill, that he had a family, and that this bill was horrible, and there was no way he would vote for it. An outright lie that, in my opinion, disqualifies him to hold his office. I will gladly cast my vote for this resolution and demand the repeal of the Orwellian-named Safety Act. But it doesn't end here. There is currently a bill in front of the House to remove school resource officers from our schools, which means no resource officer at Sanford High School.
Who would fucking introduce that?
But see, that's another dangerous thing, because these people are constantly, because you know what it is? They want more fucking shootings. Let's be real right now. Like, they really want more shootings.
I don't know, man. There's somebody that wants this country to like fucking bend.
There is. His name is fucking George Soros. He pumps money into every fucked up politician. He doesn't believe in jail. He's the guy who's been funding the cashless bail politicians. He's from fucking Hungary. Why? It should be illegal to take money from outside parties.
I don't know.
I thought, to my understanding, I thought it was, maybe I'm wrong, but I could have swore there was something in the Constitution or whatever that was like, you can't, like, outside interference.
That old
rolling paper. But yeah, to remove, let's remove resource officers, especially after the fucking Uvalde shooting. Like that's a great move. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's like your house getting robbed, and you're like, we're gonna remove the front door. Like no, like it's so fucking, it's just so stupid. Like it doesn't fucking compute with me that people would vote for this, and people are gonna keep. The sad part is the people of Chicago are gonna keep electing these fucking cocksuckers in. Like I feel bad for I feel
why,
bad for the
though?
people.
Like, I don't understand that shit. They're like, I don't know. Dude, whatever. This is so bizarre. I don't even want to fucking talk about it anymore. To be honest with you, it's just taking up too much headroom. It really is. What the fuck, man? And like, there's no, you can't even like, what were you gonna do? Write a letter to your politician? They're the ones
They
doing
don't give a
this.
shit.
Like, there's the
They
ones
don't
in
give a
charge
shit.
are fucking bad, dude.
They don't give a shit. None of them give a shit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The one thing I worry about is like someone's gonna do something violent against a fucking politician to make a martyr.
Oh, of course. Well,
That's
yeah,
fine.
that's exactly what they want. And then they're going to start introducing fucking worse tightening laws for people who actually follow the law. That's what they're going to do.
Dude, a lot of people that I know that are like public about owning guns are all in it for protection. A lot of people have money, they have families, but like I don't really know. Well, I wouldn't know anybody now, but like I've not heard of anybody that's like gun happy where they're like, I'm gonna take that shit out, blah blah blah. It's like no. I mean, a lot of people are just like, like I know people that are like they have a lot of money and they're like, yo, I have fucking guns. Like obviously, if somebody comes to my fucking house in Florida, they're like, I'm lighting it up.
I have my concealed carry. I bring it with me, except for when I work everywhere. And it's not because I live in a bad area or anything, or it's not because I'm like, oh, look at me, I got a fucking gun.
No, you're a huge Charles Bronson fan.
I mean, yes.
Like, I
Do
wanna
you
be like
believe
that.
in Jesus? No, it's not that. It's just like I would rather fucking have it. Like I don't want to use it. I don't want to kill anybody.
If there's kids in the house, you got to be super fucking ridiculously careful to the point where like it's probably not even a point of having a gun because
Nah. You can still have a gun. I mean, obviously, when a kid's little,
But-
there's certain places where you can hide it. But I mean, if you're the trigger guards themselves, like if this is the trigger now that they have, it's a fucking little metal rope that goes through a circle. The trigger can't move. It cannot fire. And then you just have your key with you. If you're one of those guys who has a gun and you leave the lock and key at home, then you're a fucking asshole. But you should always, even with a kid, you should have a gun. And then when the kid's old enough, you should teach them gun safety. I don't think you should buy them a gun, but teaching them gun safety is fine. But I mean, I like I said, I carry my gun. I don't want to use it. I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, I hope that fucking gun just fucking goddamn does something. No, I just want to have it in case some stupid shit happens or in case I go to get robbed. And it's like, all right. Because once you pull a gun on somebody, that's a big decision. That's fucking huge.
If something is like considered an assault rifle, I'm all for banning that. I'm all for banning the fucking over the top shit. But no, I'm not for like banning guns like outright. But no.
I'm not
guns.
for.
I live in New York.
I'm not for
just
banning.
Don't live in New York and really own guns, man.
I'm not for banning assault rifles. I don't think that's my personal thing. Is I think that's it. You don't need to ban them because you have states like North Dakota where you're allowed to own a fucking grenade launcher, and you never hear about people going on grenade launchers sprees. Plus, all the assault rifles.
It's so spread out that the grenade launchers can't hit another person in fucking South
Yeah,
Dakota
but they're
or
allowed to
whatever.
have M60s and fucking people put machine guns on the mounts of their pickup trucks and have them in their property with ammo. It's
like
not
a bad episode of the A-Team.
It's exactly what it is. But even
It's
the
all
term
fucking compounds and
even the
shit.
term assault rifle is a dumb term because they use it for M16s or ARs, but the M1 Garand would technically be an assault rifle. They basically they get pissed off if a rifle has a pistol grip. Those shouldn't be banned. They're fine. Plus, the ones that people get caught killing people with are illegal. They're brought up from the South. They're shipped over from Europe. They're shipped over from the fucking Slavic states. You can't ban something like that. Because once you start banning assault rifles, then they can start moving towards banning pistols. Then they can start moving towards banning hunting
I just think there
rifles.
should be armed. They should just be armed police in the schools. That's where I'm at with that.
Well, somebody had that good idea years ago to do it with vets. have vets patrol the schools because they fucking obviously love this country enough to serve. So why not give them a
Yeah.
government job where they're
You
going to
get-
sit there and serve, and they have the military training to do that?
Yeah. Well, they all, and then everybody that does it obviously has to pass a deep psychological fucking
Of
exam for that
course.
shit.
Of course.
Uh-huh.
I'm not even
And
going to.
I'm not just saying that because, like, I know like a lot of veterans have like not a lot, but I don't know the numbers, but they suffer from like valid PTSD. So
Yeah,
you
of,
wouldn't want them to.
of course. I won't even argue with you with that. That's for sure they
And
do.
I'm not saying, yeah, I'm not saying that they're an invalid, but like that might be a crazy situation for some. So you'd obviously have to screen, which
Yeah.
you would.
Yeah.
But obviously, according to these guys in Illinois, they'd be like, "There's no screening."
Well,
And we
no,
don't- we
according
don't
to
screen
according
blood-
to
we
them,
don't
there's
screen blood
nobody in the
anymore for
fucking school.
transfusions.
That's the crazy thing. According to them, there's nobody in the fucking school. There's not even a fucking resource officer. Like every school except for I think William Floyd has a resource officer. William Floyd got rid of their shit in 2001, I think, which was stupid because they even had a truant officer. But you're just going to get rid of everything and then have the doors unlocked, or are you going to lock the doors? Because I'm pretty sure if somebody's coming to shoot a school up and you lock the door, they're going to get in. Let's be fucking real. Like, you've come there with the intent, but to just get rid of resource officers, because then there's going to be a school shooting in Illinois, and they're going to be like, we could have done better. And it's like, well, you got rid of better.
Yeah, I mean, Illinois is a fucking shithead.
It's been a
Fucking
shithole
dumpster
forever.
fire.
And they had those corrupt fucking, what do they call them? Aldermans?
Yeah, in Chicago. Well, yeah, and then you had like the dailies that like ran the fucking city literally for like 8,000 fucking years. 8,000 fucking years.
Oh.
They're the only things that survived the Chicago fire.
Yeah, they're
1870.
originally Native Americans. Ooh, vote for me.
No, they
Joe
weren't.
Spicy
They're,
Water.
No, Mayor Daley, and then his son or whatever.
Carson Daly?
Fucking- Carson Daly.
He's like,
yeah.
how the fuck are you all laughing? That guy sucks, by the
Fucking
way. Dude, fuck Carson Daly.
Carson Daly. What isn't he hosting like one of the Tonight shows? Like
He's been hosting a Tonight Show since like 2000.
no,
Yep.
no,
I'm looking up right now.
no. Like but I
Last
thought
call
he
with
had, like, one
Carson
of the
Daly.
main Tonight shows.
No, I don't think so. I think it's like Seth Green, who's a fucking weird fuck. Jimmy Fallon, who it tries
Seth
over-
Meyers. Seth Meyers.
Yeah, Seth Meyers. Seth Green. Seth Meyers.
Green. Seth Green's like the worst. He'd be just. He'd be like, so, like, what kind of music do you like? I'd be like,
You want to hear
Harrison
me
Ford,
do an
like, "I don't
impression of
give a
Chris?
shit." I don't give a shit.
Okay, so he did Last Call with Carson and Daly from 02 to 2019, and now he's on other stupid fucking program. That guy was famous. I remember the commercials for him in 2002. They were trying to push him as like the more edgy. They were trying to push him like he was like a TV friendly Howard Stern and Conan O'Brien, and it was like, no, dude, no, you couldn't. First off, you couldn't compete with Conan
No,
O'Brien.
it was wasn't Carson Daly from fucking MTV?
Was he? Was he
Wasn't
Kurt
from-
Loder?
Yeah, I think
Why am I even here?
he came out like right after like Jenny McCarthy, right? I don't know, man. Carson Daly sucked. Oh, dude, MTV had that guy Jesse Camp. That's like right before your time. You were like a kid.
Yeah, he was hired
He
as
was
a
like-
he was hired as a permanent VJ in '97.
And how long did he last for?
40 seconds, and then he cried after he came. He's, I swear this
No,
never happens.
Jesse Camp told, and then they got Tom Green, who was like the biggest moron. Tom Green sucked.
Tom Green
Anybody that
blows,
went-
dude.
Anybody that went to the theaters and spent money on Freddy Got Fingered,
You know what's
good for
weird?
you.
So I looked it up online the other day to see if it was good, and I accidentally downloaded the wrong Freddy Got Fingered. Apparently, there's another version.
with Freddie Mercury.
No. Oh, darling, stop.
So let me just fucking show you a little good Tommy loves. No, it's a party in Queens. Why is there glitter everywhere? Oh God,
I feel cold.
that's not a real. That's not a regular cowboy.
Before we get out of here, because we're coming up on that top, I got one more video for you that I don't think you saw. That also has to do with cashless bail and shit like that. But this is
No,
No.
Can we do something funny or something?
New York. This is your neck of the
I don't-
fucking woods, bud.
I don't need anything to make me feel fucking
New tonight,
worse.
wild moments caught on camera on the Upper East Side. Brazen robbers deliberately crashing into an SUV to steal a bag of cash from a driver at gunpoint. And it all unfolded this afternoon.
Just as the sun began to sneak behind the buildings, a black Mercedes-Benz appeared to deploy a police-like pit maneuver on an SUV on the Upper East Side, pushing it onto the sidewalk at 91st Street and 2nd Avenue around 4:40 this afternoon. The black car then T-bones the SUV, pinning it.
This is like Grand Theft Auto.
The passenger door
Yeah.
flings open. Police say
This
the
is-
man
this
who
is-
jumps out had a gun and started whacking the window. Police say eventually
Yo, Rockstar
robbing
does
the
it so much
55-year-old
better, though.
driver,
Yeah, this is the new
stealing a big
EMB
bag of
graphics
cash
pack.
Before darting back into the Benz as the car speeds away.
And just gets away with it.
Just
Like,
a
what
crumble
the
in the middle of the afternoon somehow.
Look at that milquetoast guy. Oh, what a
Yeah, like-
great freeze
Look at
frame.
that.
What a great freeze frame.
Yeah, that's fucking great.
I just like the part of the video. He's like, and then the police said he had a gun. And then you hear in the background, the guy's like, yo, he's got a gun, B. Like, it's like, what the fuck? Like, all right, where'd you get that from?
Yo, drop my taco.
Dude, he's got he's got a fucking gun, B. Bro, I don't know how much the money was. So apparently the
Wait, but they had to have. This was like, dude, this sounds so
fake, like part of a
retarded.
movie.
It's like a movie. They were probably like Quentin Tarantino's probably like, you know, like he's probably like, don't tell him it's fake, you know, and just like I don't even know what Quentin Tarantino sounds like. I hate that fucking guy.
Just picture feet.
Ooh. Okay. No, that's gross. Yeah, it's pretty gross. I don't know. Dude, get the fuck out of here, man. It's just like they did. First of all, they had to have known those people had the money. Like, I don't know. They're probably like, we were just stealing it back. Like, I don't know.
It could have been a drug deal,
it's
dude.
just-
Realistically. Could have been anything. Could have been a drug deal. They could have followed them. But the for what the police are saying or what the victim's saying, those guys made off with $20,000 in a bag.
They must have overheard something at the bank. I don't know, man. Dude, I don't know. What am I gonna rack my fucking brain for, with this shit? They're fucking idiots. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess not. If they made off with 20 grand, I mean, that's 20 grand more than. That's like a lot more than what I made this week.
I mean, we're coming up on the top of the hour. Let's we're gonna close the show out, and then I'm gonna call you after this.
Power bottom down.
It was good seeing everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show. Like, subscribe, share this out there with your friends. Culture Vulture Radio. Have a great night.
Yeah, sure. See ya.